Part 1. Hyperreality. Good or bad? What if I told you the question itself is wrong? Hyperreality isn't good. It isn't bad. It's an operator, a transformation applied to experience. Think of it like a video game. Two players, same game. One knows the controls, one doesn't. The player who doesn't know the controls, they're reacting. Things happen to them. They feel manipulated by forces they can't see. The player who knows the controls? Same game. Completely different experience. They're playing, they're navigating, they're aware. The HyperReal isn't the enemy. Unconsciousness in the HyperReal is the enemy. So the question isn't, is this real or fake? The question is, do I know the controls? And here's the thing about controls. You can't learn them by escaping the game. You learn them by playing, by paying attention, by noticing how things respond. This is about awareness, not judgment. Part 2. The Matrix Connection. The Matrix wasn't a warning, it wasn't a prediction, it was an instructional manual. Think about it, Morpheus doesn't just tell Neo the Matrix exists. He teaches him how it works, how to see the code, how to recognize the rules, how to bend them. The red pill isn't escape, it's the willingness to ask, what layer am I on? So, let's decode the operator. Let's call it H, the HyperReal operator. H takes something real and transforms it. X becomes Y. Experience becomes optimized experience. Reality becomes more than reality. How do you know when H has been applied? When it feels too good to be true? When everything is frictionless, polished, curated? When the rough edges have been smoothed away? When you can't find the seams? Organic reality has texture, hyperreality is seamless. That's the detection signal. Too good to be true isn't paranoia, it's pattern recognition. But here's where it gets interesting. When you notice the transformation, when you see that X became Y, you've recovered a piece of the operator. You've found a local fragment of H. This used to feel like X, here it feels like Y. What happened in between? That question is the inverse operator. H inverse, not escape, recognition. And there's something else, something that never changes no matter how many times H is applied. In mathematics, we call it the eigenvector, the thing that remains itself under transformation. Apply H. What changed? Apply it again. What still didn't change? Keep going. What never changes? That's awareness. That's the observer. That's you. You don't find it by escaping the layers. You find it by going deeper and watching what remains constant. The eigenvector sharpens through iteration. Every layer strips away what isn't essential. What's left is what was always there. Neo didn't escape the Matrix. He learned to see from inside it. Part 3. What to do next. So where does this leave us? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Hyperreality is accelerating. Not recently, not since the internet, not since AI. Always. The growth rate is exponential, like Euler's number, E. The rate of change is proportional to the current state. dH dt equals H. Now, it's been compounding since the first story was told, since the first symbol represented something it wasn't. We're just finally on the steep part of the curve. This is the least hyper it will ever be. And here's what you can't do. You can't find who controls it. Because H isn't controlled, it's aggregated. Think of it like a Hamiltonian in physics, the total energy operator. It emerges from the entire system. Every particle contributes, no single particle controls. The HyperReal operator is the sum of all consciousness observing, all attention, all belief, all participation. You can't find the source because you are part of the source. So the question isn't who's steering this. The question is, well, what am I contributing? Every click, every attention dollar, everything you treat as real, feeds into the collective H. This isn't doom, this is just the game. And now you know the controls. You know how to detect a layer too good to be true. You know how to recover the operator. Find the X to Y mapping. You know what remains constant. Awareness, the eigenvector, you. You know where it's going, exponential. always has been. You know you're part of it, not controlling, contributing. The hyperreal isn't something happening to you. It's something you're participating in. The only question left is, now that you know, what will you create?